There is no law and there is no order and there are no consequences. Nobody is held to account.
The end result of the fraud and abuse that has been discovered already.
Voters in West Bend expressing their frustrations today with their congressman, Republican Scott Fitzgerald.
You can go and yell all you want, but I can't understand 10 people, let alone 100 people.
They said the budget, not the president. And you are doing us a disservice to set that down and not stand up for us. And
Hey everybody, welcome back. After that clip, there's no question as to who I need to speak to today. This message is for my friends on the MAGA side of politics. I'm not here to beat on you. I'm here to ask you some questions and to point out some things today. So please, if you're from the MAGA side, just sit back and listen for a little while. There's room for all of us to get along. We don't have to have the same philosophy. We don't have to have the same dreams, but we have to be able to communicate, and we have to be able to find a medium in the center. Negotiation has always been the better part of politics. So what we're watching are Republican town hall meetings, meeting with their representatives, their elected officials, and they're not happy. They're delivering a message that they're not happy. To my MAGA friends that are listening, there's a comment section down below, and I really, really want you to respond today. Is this what you voted for? I don't think it is. I honestly don't believe that the people on the other side of the political line from me wanted a dictator, wanted a fascist leader, or wanted Elon Musk running our government. An unelected official who, by his birth and citizenship, is not even eligible to be a president in the United States, is running our show. Donald's just acquiescing to him. It's whatever Elon wants right now. I'm not sure that that's what you people voted for. I can't believe it. Some of you, yeah, I get it. I do get it. I understand that you're tired of whatever you call woke, whatever you call the other side of the coin. And quite honestly, some of it I'm not so happy with. But those are my personal views. I'm not bringing those in here right now. I need to hear from you. We've got Elon giving federal workers a mandate that I believe the deadline is tonight at 5 o'clock. And today being Monday, I'm recording this late Monday night. You're going to hear this Tuesday morning. So basically by yesterday, 5 p.m., Elon wants a response from every federal worker on what he did last week. Now, one, that's going to flood his email box. It's just inviting to be doxxed. It's inviting to be spammed relentlessly by the people that do those kinds of things. Two, if you had every federal employee respond to you, you don't have time to read it. And you keep saying that in short periods of time, from the time you enter a building to maybe a week later, that you've audited these buildings and found waste and you've found corruption. You couldn't even begin to put together a spreadsheet on what you wanted to talk about with these people, a multi-million and sometimes multi-billion-dollar operations, and you alone have managed to audit them in 1 week. I'm calling you a liar, Elon, right to your face. Tell me I'm wrong, but I digress. Elon's calling the shots, telling the workers that they have to respond. And wow, the biggest set of spines that I've seen, and I am quite surprised at them, is when Pam Bondi and Kash Patel decided that they were going to tell their workers to stand down and not engage with Elon on that they had their workers' backs. If that's real, then kudos to both of you. I never thought I would ever say that. But Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, if you really stick up for your people, you've got something going here. But we saw in these meetings where people, just common people like you and me, are going in. They are Republican voters. They are voters that voted for Trump and the Republican Party, and they're carrying a message back to their representatives in Congress, in the Senate and the House of Representatives, that they are not happy and do not like what they are seeing, and they're getting quite vocal. You're also seeing the people from the 50-51 Project taking to the streets in national protests across the country.
Charles Charles, who asks we only use his first name, is a father, husband, and disabled veteran. He says he never thought he would find himself in the situation he is now.
Basically, I got fired because OPM coded me incorrectly in an algorithm.
Charles was not a probationary employee, meaning working for the federal government for 2 years or less. Up until Friday, he worked for the Department of Veteran Affairs for 10 years. Then he was cut from the agency.
DOJ is basically calling the shots and not the VA.
I just woke up on Friday, locked out of all of my systems, and found out that I had been illegally fired.
Grant, who also didn't want us to give his last name, says that despite being a high performer with positive reviews, he also got fired. He used to work for the Department of Energy.
Basically, in the letter, it just said it would be in the public interest to terminate your service.
Both former federal employees found themselves Monday afternoon protesting at the No Kings on President's Day rally.
No less than a dozen last week, and I wish I had been able to attend the one in my city. We got frozen out here. We had sub-zero temperatures, and nothing went off. It wasn't possible to get equipment out there in weather like that. But what we're going to see here is Elon and 7, I'll be polite today, number 47, going to take it to the courts. Already they're defying the federal courts. Already they're saying that they have complied with the order. They have told XYZ person to stand down from orders that they have given them because the court said stand down. Yeah, they made that person stand down, but then they asked somebody else to go ahead and complete the project. They're defying federal orders, and it is going to go to the Supreme Court. Call out to Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Thomas and Justice Alito. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about you a lot in the upcoming days. I know you're not afraid of me. I know you don't care. But you should be afraid of what Donald's going to do to your jobs. Because if he has his way, he's already ending federal prosecutors. He's already ending the Department of Inspector Generals. He's ending everybody that could be an oversight on him. And guess who's the top oversight? It's his own Supreme Court. And if you've not learned anything other than watching him for the last couple of years, then you should have realized by now that he is loyal to no one. He will end your careers the same as he's ending other people's. So we're looking at 70-plus lawsuits. As near as I can tell, I believe there's something like 13 injunctions and stand-down messages to him from the federal courts. And I think probably in about maybe a week to 10 days, we're going to start seeing the Supreme Court weighing in on and talking about some of these things because Donald has already tried to take some of his message there and preempt the federal courts. The biggest problem I've got is that I need to hear from the MAGA people. Honestly, please, just type in a message, yes or no, what you want to say. If you want to say it in 2 words, fine. If you want to say it in 100 words and write me a multiple paragraph response, I'll answer you. I need to hear from you. I want to talk with you and find out what you're thinking. Because, if we join forces here, we've got a chance to save democracy. Because I know this isn't what most of you voted for. Most of you voted for a guy you thought was going to come in and streamline the government, bring it down into a more conservative situation, bring it back into conservative, old-school Republican ways. And that's not what he's doing. He's taking it well beyond that, and he's going to take it into a fascism, and he's going to take it into a dictatorship. He will end our democracy unless you join forces with us. So I've got to call out to some of the world. I'm going to run a B-roll here to my countless numbers of viewers in other countries that I couldn't even begin to name because there's so many of you. But in particular to my friends in Canada who have been so loyal, unbelievably loyal, to my friends in Mexico, to my friends in the EU. Shout out to Paris and Amsterdam. Love your cities. I'll be back soon. We're under construction for the next 4 years, so folks. We're not really closed up, but we're in repair mode. So if you've got anything you want to say it. Please, by all means, I listen to everybody. I'll talk to you. Send me your ideas to my friend from Denmark that I just had a really long email exchange with, a gentleman who served in the Navy over there and had a lot of experience with our people and our soldiers in the Middle East and other places. Thank you for your point of view. It is well taken. But with that, folks, I'm going to let you go. Again, my MAGA friends, I realize this is the finding out stage of the fuck around and find out, and I don't blame you. I don't think you voted for this, but I do want to hear from you. Please leave me a message. Love you all. Everybody else, have a wonderful night, and thank you for being here. Good night.